All right. All you will need is your long pole. I know, Crystal, you have the same broom as I do. You have the same red pole. Nice, right? It's Superstore. So we will use the pole. Again, just listen to your body and go where it feels it wants to go. Rocking back and forth, drop your shoulders down and away, find that little engagement. So remember at the start, we're not weight bearing heavy into the core. So all we're doing is really gently, 20% of its worth, just zippering up. You can zipper too tight, right? We just want that gentle awareness, rocking it back and forth. Now, as you do that, just kind of take the feet out to the side and rock. So you're finding a little lateral rotation. Take a peekaboo down at both feet. See if you're laterally rotating open and fairly equal. And then kind of bring that back in. And then turn it so that the toes are facing in, the hips are in internal rotation. Again, just be careful how much you go to there. It's a little bit harder of a movement. Come back into parallel, a little wider than sit bone, and just roll it down. I'm just going to turn and face this way. Just roll it down, right? And on that first one, we're just going to reach out, and here we're just going to rock it back and forth. Drop the shoulders. I've tucked my elbows right in. The higher my hands are on a longer pole, the deeper I drop into my shoulders, the larger the stretch I will receive. Remember, as you're doing this, whenever you feel comfortable, switch the hand that's on top. It's different when you're holding a bar and the bar is of the same height and both hands can be at the same height. But here we're playing a little bit with one hand above the other. Bend the knees, so do switch that. And then press into that, push that away from you, lift the heart, and give some really lazy little wiggles here, right? That pubic bone is just pushing forward a bit. Your abs are just nice and loose. You're giving me some wiggles. Come back to neutral, bend the knees, hips, ankles, and go ahead and press that out one more time. Rock it back and forth. Again, shoulders are tight. Bring your hands down lower. Want more stretch? Take the hands to the top. Take a look at your feet. Make sure they're about the same distance forward, backwards. We're not staggered. And here we're just going to hold. We're just going to bend the knees a little bit and press it away. So I'm quite neutral in my spine right now. And I'm just finding a little knee bend. I'm just going to bend and push the tush away and bend and press away. So I'm staying in a squat, basically. One more time. And then on this bend, stay powerful. Sneak the pole into your hands, lower it to the floor. And then again, shins or quads if you're tight. Straighten out those legs and just let everything dangle for a moment. Let your head be at the very top of your spine, which of course it is, but let it dangle at the bottom. So don't look to the floor. Let that whole vertebrae just relax. Take an inhale, exhale. Bend the knees, slowly peel up. Have your hands quite wide on your bar. I'm just going to turn and face the front. We're going to bring it up and we're just going to put it behind our headlines, just small. Now, if that's really throwing you forward, bring it back, but in front. So we're going behind and we're just feeling that, and then reach it up and pull it behind and reach it up. Go two more and behind and reach and behind and reach. Now stay in the reach with the bar equal to your ears. Lift your heart, little connection here. Bring it forward. One more time, your arms are equal to your ears and bring it forward. Now take your arms a little bit behind if you can. And now lift the heart. It's going to be a little harder. And bring it up. Use your breath. Push the arms behind. See where that will go. So I'm kind of pulling my bar apart if I can sense that. And then lengthen and open. And bring it up. And give me one more. Arms go first. And then torso joins the party. Open it up. And then bring it all the way around, dive it forward. Maybe the hands come in tighter. And we're just going to go down to a squat with the bar on our thighs. Shoulders down, elbows tucked in a little bit. So press and then round your spine. Tuck that behind your legs. So we're going to squat with it down here. And then as we round, I'm going to put that bar underneath my knees and use that to assist my rounding sensation. So I've got my hands in an overhand grip and I'm just pulling into the fingers. So the squat, there's no tension. It's behind your booty. And then the round, it's helping you with a little bit of pressure, tucking your tailbone under. Go two more. Press down into your squat. Exhale, round. And one more time. Press into your squat. Get a little deeper if you can. Exhale, round. And then stay in your squat here. Press that bar. Bring it back. So we're opening up that posterior line a little bit in our torsos. Abs are engaged. Shoulders are just going into extension behind and in. If you can go a little deeper and get some more heat in those legs, go ahead. Peek at those knees. Make sure you're not knocking in. Go one more time. Hold the bar underneath. A little bit of pressure, pulling up. As you curl, use that to find your rounding. Big breath here. And then let it run up the back of your hamstring as you slowly come to tall, and then roll those shoulders behind your back. I am bending the elbows as it comes up and around, and then reverse the roll. Take your arms quite wide, and I've gone into an overhand grip this time. I'm coming up, feel that stretch, bring it all the way through and back to the front. Place that in front of you, and let's do a couple squats with a little bit of love. So I'm bringing my feet in a little tighter, and I'm just going to power out that squat with support. Go 2 more, and last one. Now stay down here in your squat. Drop your shoulders, pull those ribs in, lift and lower. So make sure you still have your curves in your back, right? You're not flattening out your back. You do have that natural curve happening in the spine. We don't want to get rid of that. It's meant to be there. That allows the forces to go through our hips all the way down into our legs properly. Hold the heels lifted, little pulse. 4, 3, 2. Pull that in towards you, lengthen tall. Lower the heels, go singles. Squat, releve, grow tall, and lower. One more time. Squat, releve, maybe switch which hands on top, grow tall and lower, then reverse, rise up, tall, squat down, lower the heels, push that bar out a little bit, and now press to long. So I've come up and now dropped into my armpits. If that's too far, bring it in a little tighter. Here I want you to bend into one leg, bend into the other, and get a little hippie from left to right. I'm going to heel toe my legs wider. I'm just going to face the front here. So I've heel toed quite wide now. Quite wide. Lift your chest up and let's turn that into a lunge. So now I'm really into more of a side to side lunge. My legs, knees, hips, ankles are in turnout. We're going to stay to one side. Bring that pull in closer if you need it. Place the hand on the quad. Dig into that knee a little bit. Get into that range. Feels okay? Down to your elbow you go. Inhale, exhale. Now you're going to have to decide where this is going to go. I'm going to hold here. If I feel okay, maybe my hand goes down. Maybe I get a little deeper into my knee flexion. My heel has lifted. Still okay. I'm going to take this hand behind me. I'm going to drop down a little deeper, and I'm on my booty. All right. So I'm on my booty if I can get there. If I can get there. So you are where you need to be here. Then I'm going to lean forward into that. Find my power. I might need this hand down to push myself all the way back up. Ooh. Side to side. Get that movement before we go into the other side. Check out your feet. They will have gone into an unparalleled position. That's perfectly fine. Get them a little more parallel again. This hand goes on to that knee. We press into that. Again, not when I say knee, I don't actually want it on the knee. Slightly above where the quad is. Shoulders are shifting down. Maybe we come down to our elbows. It allows us to get a little deeper. I'm taking my elbow and pushing out on my inner thigh a little bit. Kind of waking up that mobility in that hip. Still good. I'm going to stay there. If this is strong and I'm feeling a good stretch and mobility, I'm staying. If not, the hand's going down. I'm wiggling. And I'm just going to drop that booty, if I can, right down. I'm going to push out on that inner thigh. I'm getting a little stretch there. Maybe if I feel more stretch perched up, I'll stay up. Couple inhales, exhales. Take that hand to the front, press into it, and bring it all the way up again. Walk it to the tall. Walk it to the tall. Beautiful. Make sure that one foot is in front of the other. Press that pole forward. Hinge in this big position down. Now, if you're okay, walk your hands to the floor, put the pole down, and let everything dangle. If you're still okay, now I've decreased my lateral rotation a bit here. I'm going to dangle. If I'm okay, but I'm a little tight, I'll take the pull in my hands behind my back and stretch that over. And you can just play with the hand grip over or under. If you're okay in this position and you don't really need the pull, you can link your hands. Oh, that's a little tight. And bring that over. Look through your legs for the stretch. Couple inhales, exhales here. Give a little no on the neckline. Let it dangle. And then let those arms go. If you've got the pull, let the pull come around. Bend your knees, get some power. Place that pull again nice and strong. And power that all the way to tall. Heel toe, bringing those feet all the way in. Finding yourself nice, tall, and in. Give a little wiggle here, you guys. Place that pull just to one side. Reach the arms. Feet are quite close. And I'm going into my lateral. From the lateral, I'm going to reach both arms. I'm going to start a little pulsing here. It's very casual. Don't jam into that. So the pull and my arms are reaching away. Now I'm going to stay in that reach. I'm going to glance to the floor. Couple big inhales, exhales. I'm going to reach that all the way out. And I'm just going to go elbow roll. And then big backstroke roll. All the way open. And then maybe 1 or 2 front strokes. And I'm also just kind of wiggling my knees as I do this. Right? Just get everything open. Let's sneak that pull to the other side. Reach. Again, the farther out, the more you're going to reach, right? You decide. Press. Feels good. You're going to walk the pull out. You're going to press it away. And then I'm going to lean in opposition to that. As I push the pull in the hand one way, my hips and my pelvis are going the other. Breathe as you go. Press into that. You want that top arm getting long and straight. And then hold there. Let's breathe a couple times into that rib cage. And then reach it all the way up. Bring it out. You can bring that pull in tighter. Start a little shoulder elbow roll. Again, here I'm just kind of playing with the paddling of my legs. Just to get those knees moving a bit. And then other direction. And then leave that down there. Let's place that pull out to the side. So off my one foot, I'm going out to the side at an angle a bit. I'm going to hinge down, drop the shoulder, and just give a nice stir of the pot. That shoulder should be quite open here. Don't lock out and hunch, right? Be in your alignment. Circle the other way. Take that arm, sweep it across, and I'm staying up on the quad. My back's a little miffy today. I'm up on the quad, and I'm putting weight into my hand as I rotate, so it's not all in my spine. If you're okay, down you go. Look through that armpit, get a good stretch. Let it dangle back to the center, peel it up, and then just right to the other side. So reach it, hinge, lean forward, stir that shoulder. Let that baby go. Stir the other direction, inhale, exhale. Take that arm, sweep it across, get that little rotation. If it feels good, down you go. Just kind of listen to where your body will go. I'm staying a little higher today. One more big breath. Bring it back to center. Drag it as you come up. Beautiful. Bring your feet in nice and tight. Go ahead and put that pull just down to the side for now. And let's get a little bit into that anterior align. Come all the way down. Hands to the floor. Walk it all the way out. All the way, all the way. 4, 3. Knees go down in 2 and 1. Uncurl your toes. And then pull your hips forward. Now, if this is a little aggressive to start with, you come right down to the elbows. Find a small lateral rotation. The farther out your hands are, the more forgiving. The closer in your hands are, the harder this will be. Let your belly and your booty go, and just find your floppy. Just figure out where your floppy is first thing this morning or this afternoon. Little wiggles in your shoulders. And then bring it down. Feeling good, have a little more in you, bring it a little closer. Again, it's floppy. It's not a swan. I'm not looking for connection here. I'm looking for lumbar mobility. I'm looking for thoracic mobility and cervical. And bring it down. Let's just do 2 more of those. Again, too aggressive of a pull into the lower back or into one or the other hip flexor. Try and be mindful of that because this definitely gets a stretch into those hip flexors as the legs reach away. Bring it down. I'm not worried that my shoulders are wrapped up around my ears. This is not a connected press. So I've gone and I've locked out into my elbows and my shoulders. I want to hold the weight into my upper torso. So I allow the movement just to occur in my spine without being super heavy. So I'm here, I'm going to wiggle a little bit, starting to open up. Going to start to get a little mobility in there. Some creaks and cracks happening in the spine. And then slowly come down. So let's go more purposeful Sphinx. Lateral rotation. Get your elbows making 11s or arms making 11s. Shift your shoulders down. Imagine a ball underneath your xiphoid process. You're going to pull up. And then if your vision's okay, peekaboo to the front. Retract the shoulders down. And just find all those back extensors now just waking up. Let's find a couple massive breaths here. So the glutes are not turned on, reaching. The legs aren't crazy. It's just this gentle draw in of the abdominals. Increase that breath for me. One more big breath. And then as you exhale, turn your elbows out to the side to slowly bring yourself down. Bring your hands into kind of push-up position. press with a bit more power, curl the toes, and Lisa will ignore the cue of pins and needles. We're going to turn our toes underneath and we're going to sit back into those heels, feeling the stretch. Now, if that's a lot, that's where you stay. If that's just not happening today, you're going to ignore it. Come right up if you're able to. Again, too much, don't. Grab your bar. If you don't need the bar, interlace your hands. Kylie, you may not need the bar. And then just push that down your body. Lift your heart. Press that out behind you. Open that up. So you're getting that full line getting opened. Make sure those big toes are right underneath you. So you're sitting on your heels. Again, too much, you're up here, right? It's all good. Take one more big breath for me. Slowly come out. Place that pole to the front side of your mat. And then come into your 4-point stance. Uncurl your toes, give a little paddle. And then recurl the toes, a little bit of sternum drop. You don't have to have them curled for this part. Little sternum drop, drop down, push away. Neutral spine, neutral pelvis, a little bit of scapular row. One more time. Stay with the pushed away, not hunch, just pushed away strong. Curl the toes, grab that pole, make a fist, and put it underneath one fist. Now, if you're not comfortable with this, you don't have to use the pole. Lift your knees an inch, and then I'm going to rotate my knees to you, pull my bar up like a bow and arrow, stretch it to the sky, and then bring it all the way back down. Fist goes down as far as it can before I untwist. And I do have to kind of step. So I'm going to rotate, then pull bow and arrow, then reach, bring it down, rotate to get that hand as far down as I can, then de-rotate. One more time. Hips and knees rotate. Pull with the arm. Straighten it to the sky. Bring it back. Rotate as far as you physically can. Then de-rotate. Release that out. Uncurl the toes. Just put the bar in front. Roll the shoulders. Again, if the knees don't like that, roll up here. If your pins and needles are tight, shake it out. And then same thing, other side. Hinge, pull on the other side, hand flat, or you can go fist on both if you want, right? If you've got wrist issues, fist is stronger. It's just then you need to make sure you're okay in the fingers, right? Something has to flex. It is what it is. Something's going to have to flex. If you're on the elbows, it's your elbow flexing. Shoulders down, curl the toes, lift an inch, rotate the knees, pull that bar, peek to the sky, stretch it up, bring it down. Rotate first with the torso to get as far down as you can. Bring your legs to greet. And then step in case you slid out a bit. Rotate. Pull it in. Press it to the sky. Bring it down. Bring that fist towards the floor. De-rotate. One more time. Pelvis and hips rotate. Arm goes up. Stretch it away. Bring it in. Bring it down. And turn. Relax the toes off. Put the pole to the front. And let's just do a little down dog here, you guys. Lift. And let's paddle out that backside. So as per usual, I'm grabbing the sides of my mat. I'm dropping my shoulders down. And I'm just pawing into those feet. Pushing my heels down through to the floor. Abs are gently engaged. Now I'm going to go just pressing those feet down, dropping into my chest. So I'm a little tight in the hips. I've just opened up my legs a little wider. Again, can't get the heels down, lift them, bend your knees, drop into your shoulders. We're going to move this into pouncing cat. One more big breath. Bring yourself out of the stretch, get your hands strong underneath you, and then let's go pounce. Remember, if you're not up for the pounce today, down go those knees. Otherwise, we're pouncing. When I push forward, I like a supported spine. You're welcome to go neutral. We are going to take that one leg and we're going to alternate and we're going to drive that leg forward. So I'm going to drive my left knee out wide, drop that knee just briefly, get a little stretch there, and then bring it back and then drive the other side. Stay there for a brief moment, get a little stretch. Pull it back. So I'll face the front here for a moment. So I'm driving wide. I'm getting a little stretch there. My knee can go down. And then I'm pushing back. And then I'm driving wide. Drop the knee if you want. Give a little wiggle. Press back. We're going to add on. Drive. Drop or extend. Extend is going to be harder. Drop. Keep the toe curled. Reach for the sky. Take that hand behind you. Open it. Bring the hand back, push the hips back. Again, drive it forward. Knee can go down. I pull my hand, I add that rotation, look towards the back, twist through the spine, and bring it back one more time. This time I'm going to keep my knee just off, making it a bit more powerful in the hold. Stretch that up. And bring it back. Last time, bring it forward. Keep powerful in that leg if you want. Open it, rotate it. Oh, bring it all the way back. Paddle those feet. Walk your feet towards your hands. Bend your knees when you need to. We're all the way in. Your pool is at the front of your mat. Go ahead and grab it. Bend your knees. Slowly curl vertebrae by vertebrae. Roll those shoulders, you guys. Give it a wiggle. Come to the front of your mat. Find a lateral rotation. And we're just going to stand up, sit down in our passive squat. If you feel ambitious and you want to roll, like stand up, sit down, and actually come up, go ahead. I'm just doing passive squat tonight or today. So I'm going to come down. My fists are going to go down. And I'm just going to find my passive squat. If you're rolling, go ahead and roll. And then I'm going to come back up. So I'm just going to do 2 or 3 without the roll. I don't think my back is going to allow me to get that roll. Maybe after I've done 2 or 3 like this, it might be ready. Test the waters. I'm going to go for it. Come down. I'm going to roll. Get my feet underneath me. Oh, not that bad. And bring it up. Let's do one more. Come down and roll. Bring it in. Oh, that ass is really heavy today. Last one, we're going to roll and stay down there, you guys. So come down, roll, sit up on your booty, but stay down. Woo. Push those legs out long. Find your heels in the corner of your mat. Grab, and let's go into our spine rotation. So spine twist. With spine twist, you need to bend the knees or prop yourself up. Go ahead. Inhale, rotate, drop your shoulders. Rotate. Rotate a bit more. Take that backhand, give it a little pull. Look to the backhand. So I'm almost kind of flattening this out, which I normally wouldn't do, but it feels quite good for that rotation. And then bring it back to center. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate. We're going the other way. Inhale, rotate. Now press into that backhand, getting that long line, and then pull it all the way forward. One more time. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate. Sit tall. Inhale, rotate. And then I'm going to pull this elbow in and then press back into that hand. And then bring it all the way around. One more time, rotate. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate. I'm going to pull in that front elbow, straighten out the back one, and then pull it all the way through. Roll those shoulders. Bring yourself forward to the front of the mat. Sneak that pull underneath your legs. I'm going to now go into an underhand grip. I'm coming under. From here, I'm sitting tall in my sits bones. My legs are away. I'm going to curl, tuck my tailbone, and then use that bar to just kind of a little bicep curl here, just to hold the bar underneath my knees, and then lengthen to come to tall. As I come to tall, I'm going to use that bar underneath my thighs to help me pull tall. So I'm exhaling and I'm scooping. Now I'm pushing it into my knee joint almost to round, and then the feet come down and pulling it down my thighs a bit to help me pull and find extension. So you're using that pull as an anchor point. Exhale, scoop. Inhale, tall, changing our spine shapes. Exhale, scoop, sacral rock, right up on the tailbone. Inhale, tall. Now in this one, place your heels together if you're able to get there. Scoop and roll off. And I'm going to keep my hands here. I'm going to roll like a ball. Tailbone to sky. And then up. Oh, that was just ugly. I don't know about anyone else's, but that was like, could I go with more momentum or not? Curl and control. That's a little better. 2 more. Inhale, tailbone to sky. Exhale and curl. One more time. Inhale, tailbone to sky. Exhale and center. This time we're going to roll back, stay back. Roll it back and release. That bar is right underneath your knees. Just fold on that bar, and all I want you to do is hold yourself in your tabletop with those knees folded. So we're going to do a very tiny little toe tap here. So I've got that bar. I'm holding it underneath my knees. My knees are far more bent than usual, but let's just wake that up a little bit here. Go 2 more. And last one. Pull that in, sneak that bar out from underneath the legs. And if you're a headrest person, go ahead and grab that. I'm going to wiggle myself a little more into the middle of my mat. Get my headrest in there. Find that neutral spine, and then give me a slightly supported spine. Reach the bar and just give me some bench. If you want to use your weights here, go ahead. I'm just doing a bench press. Inhale, exhale. As I bench press, I'm just going to march one leg up and bring it down, march the other. Once you've got this going and your body's going, yep, got it. When you march the one leg up, give me a slightly supported spine, leave it there. Bring the arms down. As the other leg comes up, push to the sky. And now just keep going with that press of the arms. One more time, find tabletop legs. So I'm noticing I'm pulling in and I'm bringing my legs up, down and out. Now stay here, start your arm action over the head and then to the thigh. On this next one, as that pole comes into vision and goes past your nose, roll up and reach. So now I'm just kind of taking it to my thighs and then going to roll down. So gentle little roll ups. This is not happening with the legs up. You're going to place the legs down and roll up there. So here's my modification. I'm going to roll up and reach the bar towards my thighs and then roll it down. Working for me, I'm going to stay in tabletop and reach and bring it down. Go 2 more little rolls. Exhale and reach. Take a break whenever you need it. Rotate out 1 more time and reach. Now keep the head line down and continue the arms. Alternate a toe tap with the arms. So now more traditional toe tap. If you know it's working for you, out goes that leg. Watch you don't rib pop or lose your rib hip connection on the bottom half. Breathe as you go. Working for you nicely. Go more into scissor. Lower one leg, bring it up. Lower the other. Only hold your legs as high up as you don't lose that slightly supported spine. Shouldn't turn into a massive tailbone tucked under. Just a gentle connection. Go 1 more time. Now with the knees bent, double toe tap. So we're going to go 4, 3, deathly slow, 2, 1. Drag it up slowly. 4, 3, 2. If you're ready, go ahead and extend those legs out. 4, 3, 2. They become very heavy at the farthest point. 4, 3, 2. We're going to do 3 more. If you want to do lower lift with legs up and squeezing, go ahead. 4, 3. Longer lever, a little harder. And in 2, 3. Last 2, guys. Exhale out. 2. Choose where you want to go. Don't lose your rib hip. And in 2. Draw those abs up and in. Keep that controlled. Last 1. Out. 2, 3, 4. And in. 2, 3, 4. And release. Take your arms above the head. Keep the pole there. And give me some windshield washers. So just move those feet. The feet are on the floor. The knees are moving left and right. When I take this leg off, the top leg coming around the corner, I lift and push into my booty a bit, which pushes me into that hip flexor a little bit. So go ahead and play with that if that feels good. So instead of just doing the windshield washer, I get my pelvis and my back a bit involved. The hamstrings will tighten up a bit as you do that. As you squeeze, because I'm kind of squeezing into my bum to get a lift into the hip flexor. And then bring that back to center. Take that pole and slide it behind your booty. So if you've got short arms, this may not work until you actually roll up and then can grab. So that's definitely optional. Take a nice supported spine. Take an inhale. Exhale, knee fold one leg, knee fold the other. Squeeze the legs together. We're going into hundreds. So I'm going to pick up the pole. I'm going to roll up. So now my hundreds is reaching my arms behind my bum. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2. If it's working, go ahead and straighten. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. 30. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. 40. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. 50. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2. Try and stay rolled up. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. 70. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. 80. Remember, anytime you need to, you can roll down. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. 90. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. 100. Bar goes underneath the knees and pulls in. Take the legs wide on that bar. Hold the extreme ends and just rock your pelvis from left to right. rock it. So I'm dipping one side of the pole down, then the other. Let that dip from left to right. We're going to release in our tabletop. Bring your legs in a little tighter. Use that bar to assist you in the roll up. Leave the bar there. Fingertips point to the bum or to the side. And once you've got your feet in line, a little wider than your sits bones, but parallel to each other, lift into those hips, open those shoulders. If you're okay, take a peek to the sky and then bring that down. Let's go again. Exhale and lift. So you're getting a massive anterior deltoid stretch here. Bring it down. You're opening up those hip flexors. Exhale, lift, and you're warming up that nice set of glutes as you squeeze and come up. And come down. One more time. Let's stay up here for a cycle of breath. If your neckline is tight, look through to your legs. If you're okay, lengthen it back. Let's hold 5, 4, squeeze the bum, come a little higher. If you're okay in the shoulders, 3, 2, 1, and booty down. Bring that pole just to the side of your body or use it to help you roll back down. And then I'm placing the pole on my midsection. From here, headrest is gone. Let's get some traditional bridge. So I'm pulling my feet in quite tight so they're in line with my sits bones. You can actually physically grab a leg, tuck it in, and place it down, hey? Now, I might be a little too tight. Once I start to move, I need to move them out a bit. Start with your arms reaching up, and then let's peel the vertebrae up from the tailbone, nice and strong here, and then roll it down. So all I'm doing is very gently, and if you want to work harder, use the hand weights. I'm just gently rolling up the bars in front. If I want to work harder, the bar is going to go a little bit above my head. Even harder, it's almost to the floor, but not all the way above my head. And then peel down. I like, as I roll up, to find a little bit of a supported spine. So instead of pushing my hips a little farther, I keep it a little bit more connected. And then at the bottom, I'd like it to go right out to neutral. So go ahead and hold yourself up here. If your feet aren't in close enough to your bum, this will be awkward. You might have to walk them in. Lift your heels, lower your heels. Lift your heels, lower your heels. If you let your arms rest right down above your head or just an inch or two above, it won't be as difficult as just sort of seeing. If you roll your eyes up, you can see your bar. That's kind of where your optimal pressure or load will be. Again, you can use your weights if you want. Now go ahead and just lift one heel and lower it. Lift the other and lower it. Let's go 4 and 3 and 2. Make sure your pelvis isn't shifting, and 1. Now make sure your feet are no farther than sits bones, otherwise you'll twist. Lift one heel, connect in strongly. The arms here is going to make this harder, so bring them straight up if you want to. Lift that knee. Woo! I've got it lifted. Now I'm going to go to toe tap. Again, if this is difficult, bend your elbows and get your elbows as a slight support system here. Right? If you're okay, up it goes. For 3, still okay. Instead of a bent tabletop leg, I'm going to go long lever. For 4, so it's stretching right out. 3, choose where you need to go, please. 2, and 1. Now reach that leg to the sky. Parallel to the quad is going to be harder. Squeeze that leg on the floor. Squeeze your butt. 8, 7, 6, 5. Watch you're not rotating to the lifted leg. 2 and 1. Cross into a 4. Fold. Leave that pole to the side. Now, if this isn't a deep enough stretch, you can kind of grab here and get a little deeper. Still not deep enough. Use it to roll up and go ahead and very carefully find yourself in your pigeon or double pigeon. Nice and careful. So if double pigeon's in your practice, you can roll up here. Yeah, if that's not going to happen, you're going to stay down. Couple inhales, exhales. Stretch into those hips a little bit. Ugh. This one's a tough one. One more big breath for me, you guys. And then unpretzel whatever position you're in. Let's return to the long rolled down position. We're starting with the heel lifts, then we'll go individual, and then we'll go to the other leg. So again, let's start with the bar. It's either here, reaching, elbows down, reaching, or slightly above. But if I kind of look up with peripheral vision, I can see that. Peel yourself up to where you feel strong. Get your heels towards your booty. And then lift your heels, lower your heels. Lift your heels, lower your heels. So you're kind of propped up between your shoulder blades, right? So if I'm overreaching this pole, I'm going to protract my shoulder blades. And I want to keep them like a nice shelf. So they're just neutral. Now alternate your heel lifts. Let's go left and down and then right. Hopefully you remember which leg you worked already. You want to do the other one. Now, when you're ready, we're going to make sure you're no bigger than sits bones. Lift that leg and lower it. Notice if the leg you left on the ground went into a turnout for support. It stays parallel. Lift and lower. The leg that you're lifting, rib, rib, hip, hip are square, and you're trying not to twist to the lifted leg. So if you need to bring those hands down to give you a little more stability, please do so. Now keep that leg lifting, and you can either extend it straight up and down or keep to the toe taps. 4 more of whatever you chose. 4, bring it up. Exhale, 3, squeeze that glute. Breathe, 2. And last 1. Now either reaching to the sky or parallel to your other thigh is going to be harder. Squeeze that butt cheek. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross into your 4. Sink her down. Just place that pull to the side of your body. If this is a big stretch, you're staying here. Or you can come up here to get a bit more. Or up you come. Rotate. Yeah, that up is graceful, isn't it, Lisa? It's like, oh, I did not bring myself up very gracefully. That's okay. And then lean into wherever you are. So remember, in the stretches, no matter what position you're in, you want to use passive gravity. Gravity is never anything but passive. You want to use that passive pull, right? We don't want to yank, press, and push ourselves into stretches overly deep. Body will just go into stretch reflex, and you'll just fight the positions. You just want to find somewhere where you can actually successfully melt and just hold gently. Breathe into the body part that feels like it's holding tension. I know that sounds silly, but just think of focusing on where you're holding that little bit of tension in your body. If it's the entire body, then just breathe. We all have those days, right? Every inch, every inch. Go ahead and unpretzel whatever position you are in. We're all going to roll over onto our sides. Your pole is in front. So just line up right along that edge of the mat. You can either have this front knee bent, bottom leg bent to 90, anchored out there, or reaching down or reaching off. And then from here, I'm just going to reach my arm. My pole isn't just in front for now. I'm just holding it there. If I want to work harder, I could put a weight on my leg. And I'm just going to do my lower lift. I'm going to add that point flex. I'm trying to not roll back on my booty. So I do want to feel my glute med firing. And then the TFL will join the party. But you want to find that glute med. Try and straighten that leg out fully. Now, when you're ready, add your little circles. If you need this hand down, go ahead. And then switch directions on your circles. Let's go 3. Find your breath. 2. And 1. Now reach that leg actively long. Keep it there. It doesn't have to be super high. Just straight up from your hip bone. And bring your bottom leg to greet it. So we're just lifting our bottom leg, finding that inner thigh. Yet we're really stabilizing with our core to not fish flop on the floor, right? Go 2 more. And 1. Now glue them together and lift lower both. You'll find your obliques really have to assist this. 5. That's good. 4. Don't roll back on your ass. 3. 2, 1. Anchor your bottom foot forward with your toes curled. Not doable, bend the knee. From there, bottom arm tucks under, side kick series. Other hand can join, and let's just start the rib lift. Lift, lift. Your top leg is actively reaching. That's tough. It's working, just holding it there. Now go ahead and leave the rib cage down. Flex your foot. Give me 2 top leg kicks. 1, 2, point the toe, extend it back. Lift those ribs if you're able to. So we're going to go inhale, inhale, side kick series 3, reach. Inhale, inhale, point the toe, exhale, reach. 3 more. Inhale, inhale, exhale, and lift. 2 more. Inhale, inhale, exhale, and lift. And 1 more time. 1, 2, and reach. Hold the reach, and lift the ribs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Bring your knees in tight. and just kind of use your legs to prop yourself up onto the elbow. Anything going on in your joints, you can put your elbow on a pad, right? You want the elbow out slightly because when we push, we're going to go straight over that elbow. So you want to be back of the elbow shoulder joint to start with. Pull is to the side. It's optional. I can come up here with just my knees, or I'm going to stagger my feet. I'm going to move down my mat a bit so my feet don't slip on the carpet. And then I'm going to press right up. So I have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Place the pole. See if you can bring both feet lined up. Use your pole. Use your pole if you need it. Yeah. Now, if you don't need it, hold that pole reaching out. Lift, lower. 5. If you need the pole, use it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pole goes down. Use it to stabilize. Lift your hips. 5, 4. Lateral flexion. 3, 2, 1. Lower that booty. Bend those knees. Pull the legs in, and we're into our mermaid. Just put your pole down. Grab hold of the foot. Sink your hip back. And give me, oh, crack, crack, pop, pop. Give me lateral rotation, or sorry, lateral flexion. Give me a little bit of rotation. We're going towards that back foot. Bring it back. And then we're going to lift. We're going to rotate. Lift your hips. Turn it around. Both hands, smaller back, reaching up to you. That bottom leg is, or top leg is going to reach and press. Yep. Wherever you want to go. You guys know the options here. Press and lift. Go 2 more. Give me 1 more. Go halfway down, bend the knee in and press. Tuck that foot right into your booty and try and settle your hip back into that. Go back into your lateral. Add the rotational. Back to lateral. Reach it all the way out. If you used your elbow pad, bring it to the other side. Otherwise, full sequence, other side. So lie nice and long. Reach that arm. I like to lie right on the line of my mat so that I know I'm staying somewhat straight. Bottom foot bent, anchored, reaching down or reaching lifted. And then as soon as you're there, you can lower lift, right? If you need your hand down, use it. If you don't, I find if I take my hand, if my hand is down, I can move faster, right? But I have another anchor or base of support line. If I take that off, I've got to move slower, but it's still doable. So if you go and you move off an anchor point, just slow your movement down to find your core a bit more balanced. Go 1 more time, and then let's go to our circles. Inhale, exhale. Breathe as you go. Remember, you can go as slow as you want here. If you want the challenge of not putting that hand down, go slow. On this side, I'm going super slow right now. That's okay. Still challenging that core. I can feel everything sort of dance as I take my leg behind my back. So there's some weakness happening there or stability happening there. Keep that top leg reaching. Greet your bottom leg to the top. Lift, lower. Adductors, abs are really working hard to stabilize. 4, 3, breathe out as you breathe out as you bring it up. 2. Now glue both legs together, lower lift both. 4. Wow, my wiggly. 3. Exhale, 2. We did 5, so we have 1 more. Finish your one last one. And then pull that bottom leg in, and then use that to bring yourself up partway. Find your pad if you want. This is where if you're on a slippery surface, you want to move far enough that your whole foot can go on the mat. Elbow goes on. Bar is totally optional. If I'm going from knees, I want to open this angle in my knees so my heels are lined up with my sits bones or slightly towards my back. So when I do lift, I'm still finding a long line here, right? If I'm okay, I'm going to stagger the legs, bottom leg forward, press and left. If I'm okay, I'm going to hit both. Watch, you're already not into flexion here. We're trying to find neutral on our sides. Drop your shoulder down. Bar is optional. Bar is either helping you hold or it's holding straight out and you're using it to throw yourself off balance. So if I've mastered this and I want to throw myself off balance more, I would use a weight. And then I'd be lower and lifting a weight. And the weight, when I bring it forward, would cause me to fall forward. And that's what I'm going to fight. Let's go 1 more. Now, if you need the pull, put it down and go into your flexions. Otherwise, reach to the sky. 5, 4, 3, hip lifts, 2, and 1, booty down. Right there when you go into this stretch, you probably feel that nice long stretch. Don't be shy about holding that. And then pull into your mermaid. Oh. Tuck that foot in. Give me a lateral flexion to the one side. See where that QL is going to let you go and those obliques. Rotate it down. Bring it back up to lateral. Bring it all the way around, and you know your options. Down, back, reaching, lifting the leg, not lifting the leg, lifting with extension. Try not to drop the head though, right? I was kind of going here. I was dropping my head and rounding my spine. We're trying to warm up the extensors here. So keep everything lengthened and lifted. Reach and come up. So that arm is heavy. Go 2 more. And go 1. Now go halfway down. Tuck that leg back in. Come out carefully. Tuck it in a little deeper and see if you can sink that hip back down. So take a moment to settle it in. Reach. Over we go into our lateral. Give that nice gentle rotational. Back to lateral, and then all the way out. So we're going to go into our extension. If you've got a headrest or anything, get it out of the way. And let's roll it over onto our bellies. So we're going to start with swan. That pull is just in front. I'm going to give a good lateral rotation of hip and socket, and then going to try and find the insides of my mat as equal as I can, either on my ankle bone, on my toes, whatever it is that's reaching the end, have it fairly equal. Bring your hands in so they're beside you, elbows are dropped, abs are engaged, glutes are engaged. Take a nice strong inhale, push that marble. As you push the marble, you start to lift, press into those hands. Just see where the first one will go. I'm always very easy going on my first one. Pull your abs in, it's not floppy. And then bring it down, working for you. You can come a little higher. If that's your happy place today, that's where you're going to stay. As I roll up this time, I'm going to look off to one side, bring it back to center, and bring it down. And then go ahead and lift. Take a peek the other way. Watch your shoulders don't go, right? And then come back down. Now, if you're okay, glider too. Abs engaged, take a peek. Opposite heel comes to tush, take a peek over. Bring that down. And one more time, press, lengthen, opposite heel towards tush, pull in those abs, and lengthen. Take your hands, fold your forehead into your hands and just rest it. And then just sort of peek to the side here for a moment. So my legs are parallel, open is comfortable. I'm going to bend one leg up, just one. I'm going to cross that leg over the other leg. I'm just hanging out here. I'm just hanging out here with my hip open to the side, crossed. Try and relax your glute and just let that stretch occur. Now, if it's a nice stretch and you're not feeling much tension, take your hands and go into your floppy. Careful, if there's tension, you're not lifting. All right, nice and gentle. Little breath there. And then bring it down. Extend that leg out. Give a few little wiggles. So you're not in connection here. Your legs are apart, small lateral rotation or parallel. Bring it in. And then rotate it. So it's going to 4. Now on this one, my hip just totally lifted because this side is a bit more aggressive and I'm barely getting it at my knee joint when I cross. If you can cross higher, go right ahead. I'm just going to settle into that. That's a bit of a challenge for me. So on this one, if that's a challenge, I may not roll up or my roll up might be very minimal. So without clenching anything, gently roll up if it's there for you. It's about as high as this side's going to go. So there's a big difference for me where I'm coming up to. Lots of pressures in my hands here. I'm going to do it one more time. Only roll till you feel that little hip opener happening. Relax your glutes, relax your abs. Little breath there. And then bring it down. Beautiful. Uncross. Give those legs a little wiggle. Take that ball into, or that bar into the small of your back. And then you're just going to turn a cheek. So double leg kick here. Turn a cheek. Have your hands wide as you need to. If you don't need the bar, just grab behind your back, right, Kylie? Just grab behind. And then I'm going to hold and let my shoulders and elbows relax down. As that occurs, because I've got the bar and there's no flexibility to it, my elbows aren't touching down. That's okay. My shoulders are getting there. I'm going to push my heels into my bum for a count of 3. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. There's a bungee cord attached to my heels and the bar, and they're both going to extend out as I stretch, pointing the toes. Here, if you can see your shoulders rolling forward, open them. Big breath, pull your abs in, turn your cheek. Pull your heels and the bar in. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Press and reach. Pull your abs in, hold. Rotate your cheek, bar in, heels in. 1, 2, 3. Reach. Rotate and peak. Inhale, 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 exhale. Again, inhale, 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 exhale. We have one more, guys. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, freeze here. Lower your legs if there's any tension. If you're okay, keep them up. I lowered mine briefly to feel if they were in the corners of the mat still, and they weren't. They were unequal. So kind of test the waters there. Lift and lower those arms. If you've got your hands clasped, unclasp them. If you can lift and lower the legs in coordination with the arms, go for it. Let's go. 4. Let's find those extensors. 3. So hip extensors, shoulder extensors, back extensors. Last 2. Lots of joints extending. Last 1. And fold. Put your bar off to the side. Child's pose, beach pose. Wide stance, just dropping into your pelvis, whatever you need to do for a gentle recovery here, you guys. Inhale, exhale. Now we've had lots of mobility in the spine, so we are going to do a little thread the needle here. When you're ready, come back to parallel. Sneak that microphone on. Find yourself in your 4-point stance, but then bring your hands what feels too close. I'm going to move that pole just so you can see. I'm going to internally rotate my one hand in towards me, and it's quite close. This is where I'd normally set up. This is where I'm going, so that when I fold, my elbow just naturally folds down. I can tuck that arm in, and then I can push away with my hand on the floor as I kind of peekaboo to the sky. If I'm okay, I'll reach. Still okay, I will twist. One more big breath. Bring that hand down and gently de-rotate. So again, hand in a little tighter than usual, internally rotated. Other hand folds, sneak that shoulder down. If you can't get your shoulder down as well as your head, you're not removing that arm, right? Too much pressure on your neck. Couple good breaths here in your little bind. One more good breath. Hand goes down, excuse me, and press away. Come all the way out. So now we've kind of gotten that nice rotation happening in our body. We're going to go a little deeper with our nasty pole. All right. So I've got a wide stance going. I'm holding my pole. I'm going to take it and I'm just going to rotate over my body, plant the pole. Now, if I'm a little tight, I might just sit back on my bum and pull in here. So I'll show you a side here. I'm here. I'm sitting back and I'm pulling to here. So this top arm is pulling to get my rotation going. If I'm okay, I'm going to reach it and get this shoulder lying down and then rotate. Big breath here. Put some pressure into the pool that's on the floor. Press down into that. Use your obliques to untwist. Yeah, give a little wiggle. So remember, if that's tight, I'm going to rotate here, sit on my booty, and then just pull my top arm in. Pull that top arm in. If I'm okay, I can be there, press deeper, get off my butt, and then pull that in, looking to the sky. Massive breath here. Push into the top arm, push into the bottom arm. And then when you go to lift it off, you've got to use your core to pull yourself back up, right? So the farther I place it, the harder it's also going to be on my core to get back up. So close if that's too much. Otherwise, quite far. Dip down. Pull into that. Oh, look to the sky. Come out, and right here, I've got the pull down, but as soon as I lift that pull, I better be into my oblique line as I come up. Nice. One last time. Reach it. Slowly bring the arm down. Remember, you can sit back if you don't want to go deeper here. Pull that top arm in towards you. Look to the sky. Push the top arm away, line it up with the bottom hand, lift into your own power, and bring it back. Roll those shoulders. That's a doozy in itself. Go ahead and place that pole, and let's finish with a little down dog, you guys. Press your feet in nice and strong, curl the toes, and let's lift and play here. Whatever you need to do. Inhale, exhale. If you need to prance a little bit, you walk your feet away, you get your head out of your biceps, right? So instead of here, I'm coming out so I can control the torso and just feel the stretch on the feet. If I want more calf stretch, shoulders down and I deepen. If it's not quite hitting it and the shoulders are gripping, lift the heels, bend the knees. Walk your hands to your feet in 4. Flat hands, so bend the knees if you need to. 3. On 2 and 1, you're all the way in. Look through your legs into forward fold. And then bend as you fold up. Whew. Roll those shoulders a little bit, you guys. Give a few little wiggles, jiggle everything around, and let's just finish with a nice big breath. Inhale to come up, lift that heart. Exhale, hands down, center heart. Other direction, open your clam cells, spread out your fingers, pull your palms back, lift your heart right back here. I'm going to bend a little bit to get a little extra into the pec line, and then let it come all the way down. Wiggle, jiggle, and we are done.